Welcome back, everybody. Today's episode we'll be working on is a small steel factory. So we have a node of coal up high that I can get 270 coal out of. I put some billboards up to help you because I know numbers is too much for me flying past too fast. Well, using a foundry, and I have a recipe that I have unlocked in the MAM last episode. Instead of 45 coal and 45 raw iron, we can do 40 coal and 40 iron ingots. So I have to create ingots first, but then we can get more on the return. Okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about. And by the way, I put up lights that are going to come on now that it's starting to be nighttime. That way, maybe it'll be a little bit easier for you all to see. People say I don't care. So the old recipe was just steel ingots, and that's 45 raw iron to 45 coal a minute, and it only gives us 45, which is a nice 1-to-1, 1-to-1. But if we take the extra time to make the iron into ingots, we only need 40 instead of 45. And we'll produce 60 instead of 45. And as a byproduct, we're going to use less coal. So that actually helps out quite a bit. And we can use a little bit of that extra coal off to the side, maybe for trucks or weapons manufacturing. I have another coal facility further over that way. So with that math, if we use 6 foundries, we'll get 360 steel ingots a minute, which isn't too bad, right? Now, of course, that's not coming out of one foundry. It's coming out of 6. So I can't combine them all into one big lane. Our belts are still maxed out at 270, but I'll show you the process. Now we have 360 steel ingots a minute. If we go into 6 constructors, we can get 90 beams. Now, I had a couple of different ways to do this, and all I did was write it out on this lovely paper. With 360 ingots a minute, what can I do? Well, I made 2 constructors to make life easy on me. So pipes need 30 a minute, and steel beams need 60. Now, how could I break that up? Well, I could do 360 divided by 60 and just get 6, which is what I decided to do in the long run. Or if I subtracted 60 from that, then I'd be able to do, which would be 5 constructors using 300 of the ingots that have 60 left over. Well, the math is nice and easy there. 60 left over, I can make 2 of these, making 40 steel pipes. And I could continue that progression. So I could do 4 and 4. So 4 steel beams, which would make 240, and 4 steel pipes, which would make 80, and would use 120. So once again, I just wrote them all out and then decided which ones I liked the best. What I really decided in the end was these guys are kind of a pain to make. And they're slow to make. That's the other thing. Look, you need 60 to make 15. Here, you need half that amount to make 20. I mean, you can make a ton of pipes. But notice I put this guy down here. If I go in and look at our hard drive library, okay, I already selected the one. Sorry about that. I already selected the one that I showed you. But I have all these others here, right? Now, some of these you didn't get to see. I believe you saw that one. There is this. It uses concrete in order to make more. Okay. That might be okay. I would really have to expand on that and do the math on it. I mean, it makes 45 a minute instead of 15. But I need 80 concrete. And while there is concrete over here, that is a possibility. Now I'm really rethinking it. Then I'd have to redo the math and everything for the whole episode. Basic iron ingots, still don't want to mess with it. There's a better iron thing later on. Coal is so rare and I can use it for power. I'm not interested in using it for this either. Besides, I've got a whole storage of this stuff just sitting there doing nothing because I don't have anything to use it on yet. Here, cheap silica. You basically can combine the limestone with the quartz and you get more silica. Once again, I've got a ton of that. Encased industrial pipe. That's not bad. I mean, it uses pipes and concrete, but the kick out is so low. I mean, it really is. I mean, even the basic recipe gives 6 per minute, but of course you're using the beams. I could get crazy with the math, but a lot of this, I just want to be nice and simple. I don't want to be too crazy. Copper rotor, and you'll notice I haven't rescanned any of these yet either. I'm kind of saving them because I might want to do something different later on when I unlock the next tier. Steel case plates. Once again, I'm using coal to make the steel. I don't like that idea. That's meh. And then I love how this shouldn't even be showing. This is actually a bug in the game because we haven't unlocked the device that will allow us to pump a liquid into a device to get something. So this shouldn't be showing up until the next tiers. So that's an unusual little bug. I don't know if it's because it can't be because one of the I was about to say I don't know if it's because I ran out of things that I could see, but I know that's wrong because I would have expected to see ingots going directly to screws, which I was unlucky enough. I didn't even pull this on another playthrough. It was the first one I popped. I was so happy to get that. But this is what I'm thinking of doing here. This iron pipe. I can do 20 iron. I've got iron for days. So, and this uses no coal. So I think I'm actually going to do this just because it frees up this place. And I have a secondary, I have 2 miners here. These are both irons, normal nodes. So I can use that one just for iron pipes and then this one for beams. And I don't have to worry about, that's my coal way up there. I don't have to worry about using it all. So I'm actually going to select that as a reward. All right. So how do we design this? Well, first off, we're going to need to clear the way a little bit. I like throwing down stuff just so I can find out what exactly I'm doing. Our supervisor is here, Mr. Bean. Okay. So first off, we need to make iron into iron ingots. Now, that was 40 and 40. I know, buddy. So we need 340 iron ingots. Well, fortunately, we know that the recipe for that is a 1-to-1 recipe. So the math on that is not painful at all. I know. You're always judging me, Ada. So I know it's an even 1-to-1 split. So all I need is to pump this guy up to where he can do 240 a minute. There I am at 180. I need more batteries. I don't have the batteries here on me. So let me show you how I can get back to base real fast. I should have been prepared. It's figures the first thing, and yeah, I messed up. Great. Just perfect. Now we were talking about these power towers, how I built them around. If you just right click, this will open up. Right click again, it closes. If I left click and hold, but if I release, it goes away. The way I get on these is I right click. I stand underneath the wire, which is right there, and just jump. Now you can hold forward and shift, and you'll go a wee bit faster. There's our sand ore pit. Now, if that tower, if the wire went off drastically to the side and not directly to it, I would be flung off. So be aware of that as well. I was tempted. You can see I'm actually working on, I did some sloppy stuff over there just to get to the next milestone for you guys. You can see in the upper right corner, I'm actually flying through all of those. Need you for now. What? those. The reason why I'm sparing and I haven't transferred all this stuff into shards is going to be evident. Oh, great. It's going to be evident here in, I don't know, probably another 10 hours. Hopefully not. Really, let's say, I want to say 3 or 4 episodes, but it's probably going to be 5 or 6. Let's see. And 120 times 2.5 is 300. So we would need 3 of them per. So that's 3, 6, 9. And hell, perfect. 9. Well, I didn't need 1 because, of course, we're at it already. All right. Let's try that again. We got wire. We got wire. We got quick wire. We got concrete. We got that. Don't even need that stuff. Don't need that. Don't see anything we're going to be missing. Or I'm a little low in this, but it is what it is. Need ammo. I'm building. Oh man, I don't need computers either. Oh boy. Okay. Get rid of you. Computers can go in there. We don't need those. We'll keep the motors, AL limiters. Okay. Sorry about that. That's kind of what the game's all about. Start a project and then realize you're short. Hey, I could optimize this by making smelters as well. Right now it's just working on the old recipe and that's all. It's a lot faster than running, but boy, it's noisy. What, are y'all off again? It didn't get night that fast. All right. So like I said, we're good there. So now what we're going to do is pump him up. Like I said, we need 240. So in the interest of not breaking the bank as far as electricity goes. Oh, actually, we just needed that. 200%. I really overdid the batteries. That's okay. Okay, so what I like to do is build. This is, instead of being building out, we're going to build up, okay? The dreaded building up. What I like to do is find out where I don't want to chop this guy. See, if I went there, it would allow me to do that. And that would bother me, of course. So we'll do that. All right. Now the fun part of this is getting up there. There's a couple different ways you could do this. Of course, the ever popular ramp. All right. There's other ways. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Now, don't forget, you don't have to go straight out every time either. And we need to know where exactly we are as far as downstairs goes. So we actually need a couple of things to make it look pretty. You could just leave a hole in the world if you wanted to. I just don't like doing that. I know. Got to work hard, right? Craziness. So this is right here. So I'm trying to gauge where that guy is on this so I can kind of put this hole. The side of it is right up against the wall there. So if we look up, we should be there. Straight up. Yeah. And then what we can do is have our mouse wheel go insane. All right. Go ahead and do a conveyor lifter 3. So I can connect there, come down, and face it the right way. Now, notice how the arrow is pointing toward each other. That's no good, right? So what you do in this case is you hit R. That's better. Now it's going to flow from the left to the right. Okay. Now, what you really need is on the other side of this flooring is going to be the business end of that. And EE to get to Mark 3s. And that's another reason I built all those steel beams, because I wanted to be able to utilize the faster speed. So here we are here. Now, this is the question. Do we want to continue that way, or do we want to continue this way? So in the end, what we're going to have is 240 divided by 30. We're going to have 8 smelters. Okay. So what we'll need to do is get ready for smelting first off. And I believe, yeah, you're right there, buddy, aren't you? So he's going to come up as well. That ought to be fun. Hey, what's going on? So this is very important too to realize. He likes to fly through that arch. I don't want to build. Uh-oh. If you look straight up. Okay, I can't go too high. He will fly through and destroy anything I build up there. So great. I didn't notice that before. All right. Well, the show must go on, I guess. I wonder how far up he flies. That's going to be a way to find out. I'll come out here and it'll be chopped. We'll find out where exactly he intersects. Okay, so this side, I'll want to do the same thing. Well, no, I'll just make iron ingots, and the ingots will go into, you know, I might make his ingots down there, and then up into constructors, and then just down into that. Okay. Oh, my goodness. It's always something. So with that being said, what we can do is we need smelters. So let's go ahead and add those to our bar. And we need 8 of them. All right. I don't want them back this far because they're going to get in the way for sure. Right? It always happens. And the reason why is I need room to do splitting. Right? So, we'll up, 3, connect. You can do that if you wanted to as well. I'm going to keep everything nice and level. So, we need 240 ingots total. So, man, I could make that ugly. So let's see. This is where pencil and paper comes in. So 240. If I cut that in half, it'll be 120. If I cut that in half again, we'll be at 60. And if I cut that in half again, it'll be 30. Is there any other way to do that? So basically what I did was 240 divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. 30. 30 each. That's what I wanted. Is there any other way to get to that? You can just sit here and play with the numbers. Nope. 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 So it's messy, but it'll be 2 to 2 to 2 to 2. Now, an easier way to do that is definitely coming over here and saying, come on, I already put it there. 6 is counting out 8 of these guys, okay? If the math is too much math. So line it up. And you can compact these. I just like being able to run between them if need be, okay? So 2, 3, 4, Sure, I'm going out too many, but I'm trying to hurry up here. Don't want this to be a 7-week long. That's why I brought lots of concrete and lots of plates. All right, that's 4, 5. You know what? I'm doing that dumb too. If I go in and set the first one, all the ones from the one I copied. 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to have to go and do... Well, these are simple. I just click it once. All right. All right. Let's see if I can forget to do all this for the foundry whenever it's a foundry's turn. So, with that being said, get out of here, out of my way, folks. So, what I'd like to do in that place is split it in half. I would like to have the first splitter here. And then that's a group of 4, that's a group of 4, but then I need to split it in between the 2 groups of 4. And then you can do this sloppy. You can either do it straight out front, or you can do it in the middle again. So now, boom, I missed it. All right, now that's ugly. The old way, whenever we had to do this manually, everybody, which is super duper fun, let me tell you, is you had to sit here and figure out where it was. So, okay, I'm on that line, and the way to do it was go 1, 2 back, double click, and then go from there, 1, 2 over. And then you could rotate it to make it straight. And there, now it's in there. And now it's a nice, pretty line, right? Change that a little bit to where, there, a little bit more professional. I'm sure Stephen Builds stuff appreciates the coffee. So that's how you can make it nice and swooping and pretty. Nowadays, part of 1.1, you hit R, and how it says straight, you can do that, and it makes it nice and pretty. You don't even have to think anymore. Uh-oh. I only put 1 in 1, didn't I? Look at that. It's your professionalism. That's what I respect. Your professionalism. All right. What do you mean conveyor's too steep? You're lying to me. Whoa, my gosh. Well, obviously 1.1's got a little bit of work to do here, but, you know, definitely isn't the case. Is that going to bother me? It is, isn't it? It's going to bother me. You're gonna bother me. Na, 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 na. You know what? 3. Do it old school. Don't you do that to me. That's 1. 1, 2. How are you a problem? Killing me, Smalls. All right. I have a seizure. All right. And then the same thing for these guys. Once again, put it in the middle. Put it in the middle. You know what? I don't need to do these belts, do I? This is a waste. But you know what? Why not? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Y'all are... Oh. Y'all are bothering me. You know what? I defy you. I defy you. This ain't my first time playing this game. And yes, it might clip whenever I have it on default and it looks fine, but just in case. Another fun thing is, if you don't like that this is here, you can delete that. Nothing in the game says that that has to be there. So, let's come through like this. Get those materials back. Which will help, especially if later on you're running out of materials. You can be like, I think I used that, and that'll give me 1, 1, and 1 back. Done. So, like we were saying, it's 240 yen. We need the class 3 belt for that. But once we get to here, it goes to 120 and 120. At that point, we don't need a class 3. We could literally do a class 2 if we wanted to. And then from there, even slower. Whoops, missed one. But since I don't care right now, I just don't care. Alrighty. Blocking my ramp to get up here. Alright, so now once we're done with that, now we got to go up another floor. Now this is the fun part, okay? I'm just kidding. None of this is the fun part. All right, so on these guys are going to kick out 30 a minute. When we go up to the next floor, you can go too high. Not too high, T-O-O, but T-W-O. Boom. Boom. Get rid of that. And now we have a little bit more room. All right. Now to get up to a secondary floor, what you can do is simply zoop up to it. You know what? Let's get fancier. I like doing these. I bought these little fellas. What you can do is literally... You want to really feel fancy? This will really make you feel fancy. Walls. A centralized door. Now when you walk up to it, it'll open for you. I said open for me. What the hell's going on? Yeah, there you go. Opens. So now you can go out here. We can take a ramp over. That doesn't look good, does it? So instead what we'll do is a corner piece. Going to the right, and then we'll do a walkie-walkie ramp. Roll wheel there. Easier to just zoop up a bunch and walk up, and then say, this is approximately where it should stop. Don't delete the one underneath you. Copy that corner piece. Copy that going that way piece. Oh man. Not too bad, huh? I don't know if I like it coming into the middle like this. but you can modify it if you really care. But you really got to care. Now it's going to go to the middle, and then we can do up. And then we can copy the door. And now you can feel all professional. Drink your coffee, walk up to the door. Carry on, my good man. Yes, it's very nice. And I like these outdoor things because they don't get in the way of the production facilities. And I spread this out. You do not need to spread it out this much. You could compact it back as much as you want. It's just easier to see doing it this way. And I wanted you to be able to visualize exactly what's going on. Now, the roof over those is important for two reasons. One, we can throw power modules on the top. Okay, like that. So I can pepper that thing and then power it. All right, let's see how bamboozled we are. Oh man, he clips right through there. Okay, so to be safe, that's as high as we should go. See, wanted to know. Now, as you can see, he didn't knock everything down, but there is something disconcerting about walking through your factory and suddenly that thing comes through the wall. You're like, Jesus Christ. Not good times. Not good times at all. Okay. So, boundaries. Let's get the foundry down and see what we need to do as far as that goes. We still haven't even produced the parts yet. Oosh. Solid steel foundry. What do we need? All right. 40 a minute. So what we're going to need to do with the ingots is they're coming out in groups. I mean, I don't want to fall down that way. We can clean this up too. I don't really want it coming out this far. Zoop. Thank you very much. So I don't want it really coming out this far. If I can, I'd probably want it to go straight up this way because I'm getting really close to this. Yeah, I'm on top of it. This node here. I'll probably have it go that direction and make something. Maybe I'll connect the buildings. Remember, when you're putting all this down, if you hold left control, it's a snap feature. If I just, so it looks like I'm just throwing this down randomly, right? But really, it's on a universal grid. So if I do that, it's going to be perfect with my building there. And it's going to be perfect there. So if you use that snap feature, like I did when I put down the starting foundations, you won't have any issues. I know I'm crazy standing this close to the edge. Missed one. All right. So he needs, what did we say? 40? Well, this is 30 and 30. That's no good. So 3, 6, 9, 12. I can combine all that and then split it three ways. But once I get it up there, I can then break it back apart and get 40 per smelter. That sounds like a deal to me. So we'll go ahead and do that. If I can remember which way to scroll. So we're going to want to do a merger, right? Now you don't have to put a merger here. Well, unless you're wanting to put it up here on this side. How many did we say we needed? 6? 6 foundries. See, wasn't that satisfying? Okay. You might say, satisfactory. I know. You saw that coming. It's okay. We all saw it coming and we were cool with it. Just my random bits of wall here. All right. And then we have our coal over there. We need to talk about how to get the coal in over this direction. You know, maybe if we bring it in, because nothing says we got to go straight up. We could pull it around and then have it come up this way. And then we feed the foundries and they're facing this way. Now these guys fit horribly on these. I mean, you got to separate them crazily. So I don't know if I'll do that exactly. Maybe what we'll do. Good, I said it. Hey, I said it. Look at that. I can learn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough. Not enough. 6. Or should I leave a gap in the middle between two of them? Well, I mean, there's a gap. All right, these have a nice gap. All right, that's enough leg room. What's up, buddy? So I think that'll be fine. So instead, what we can do is if we split it 3 times, that's what we can do here. This is going to be perfect. So a splitter. And what we'll do is bring it up. Want to make it nice and neat, right? All about pretty. Once again, middle guy to see if I see the left and right. That means the 2 that I just put down are centered. Okay. Now, to go into there, we need a hole. And you don't want it too close. You could do something like that and then see if it'll fit. R. You hear that? Dink. It fits. That'll work. I mean, that's perfectly fine. So if you want to do that, you can. A little upside down, fix it. A little upside down. See, that's a little too far away, isn't it? So we're going to do 9. Right up against it. Hit 3 again. Dink. Perfect. And then, and once again, you don't need to use these. I'm just being wasteful. Well, can't always be symmetrical, can it? There's a reason why I did it that way. But I can at least make these do the same thing. Did that go to the first one or the second one? The first one. And that went straight across. And then this one went to the first one. Right? Oh, actually, this went to the second one. I'm mirroring it. The inside going to the inside. And yeah, I just mirrored it. All right, good enough. There's symmetry here. I'm all about that. Okay. Now we have that guy over there. We need to get the coal over here as well. Well, let's not forget, everybody. We also need to get our ingots up here. Architecture. Straight out. We can do that here-ish. And then a turning corner. That way. Ramp down. It's hard to judge distance from this high up. And then we'll do you there. Delete, delete. Actually, I lied. Not doing that. Deleting you. I'm going to do a turn corner. copy you down. And there we go. Then we can grab a pretty wall. Do that. Work. There. Not bad. Copy the wall. There. Okay. So now we need to get there. Oh no. Oh no. Look what we did. Looky what we did. Oh, it's a catastrophe. Okay. We could redo it and rebuild everything if we wanted to. Or they have wall mounts and ceiling mounts. So we can play with that as well if we wanted to. What's up, big boy? Don't break my stuff. There we go. Since we'll probably do ceiling mounts, we'll just do that. Okay? Okay. All right, so let's merge these suckers. So we're going to do 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. Boy, that's a beautiful thing. So, of course, you can do a merger. And what we can do is, since I want to go this direction, up and then back, and then flow into one and flow into the other. That's the goal here. So what we can do is a merger here. And I'm probably going to delete this section of the building. Yeah, I can wall it off. Well, I might come out one just so it doesn't feel crowded in there. All right. 2, 3. Now, the first one doesn't need a merger. Like we said, it's going to go directly into the first one. And then it's going to start merging. Uh-oh, what did we do? We got off kilter, didn't we? Yeah, that's the kind of thing that's going to bother me. I know. Like watching somebody who's OCD just have a fit. You know what? That's what I'm going to do too. Okay, I'm going to do that. And the same basic setup here. This to this, this to this. And then that to that. That's 3, 6. You know what? I'm just going to make everything Mark 3s. Actually, I shouldn't do that because you can see I'm starting to run out of Mark 3s really fast, aren't I? Okay. That to that to that. Wait. No. That would have been just silly. Such a silly, silly way to do things. Okay. Go ahead and do Mark 2s on all these. After this gets running, maybe I'll come back and replace them. Who knows? Now, I know you're thinking, why did he do this? Because there's a method to his madness. All right. Let's go in here and put in our ceiling mounts. I'm actually going to assign that to port 4. All right. So first thing we're going to do is mount this up as high as we can, right? Let's see. 3. Again, we're being conservative here as far as that goes. Too high, just high enough. And then this guy, too high. Just high enough. I guess we are going to keep this section here. And what we can do at this point is do 3E, and we're going to go from there. Which way did I have him go? I had him go that way. So this one, so they don't crisscross applesauce. We're going to do this. Oop, almost, buddy. Just like that. All right, so now we got that section made. Some people will do what's called a sandwich layer, where this is actually one section higher, and all their underground belts are there, and they'll just pop them up inside. You can do that. You have to run your belts far side toward your the farthest from your entrance and exit all the way back. Otherwise, you'll get trapped in there. It's highly annoying. All right, so there's that. Now, do we want to go ahead and just, well, let's go ahead and get our coal. Don't want to skip a step. I was so ready to start the next step. Ah, zoop, please. Can he make it? Yes, he can make it. See, and I didn't like this guy being up so high and there was like a void underneath. That annoyed me. They were like floating, so I just had a seizure and did that. Okay, let's check him. He needs some batteries. Whoa, what the heck just happened there? Oh, you're a Mark II. Okay. Or I just take those back and... Wait, why didn't I make that a Mark II? Ugh, I went and got batteries for nothing. See, there's always something you can learn, okay? The important thing here. A little too low, isn't it? I'll want that. That's where I want the ceiling. Let's see what we can do to salvage this catastrophe. Now, I could slope it up back there. This wouldn't look so bad. I could bring it in on... I could bring it in at a different angle and do this and have a secondary layer above it. I really don't like the look of that though. Looks bad. I could make this kind of a tunnel and then just have that come up and then drop it all down from the top. Let's do that. First we got to make the roof. Don't worry, after all this, then we still have to do freaking power. I know. Ah. Oh, man. That was close, boy. Woo, boy. You thought it was coming, didn't you? You thought, up, he's going to fall to his death. And he's going to be like, no. And nope. Sorry, that's not how that worked out, did it? Not how that worked out. And I could encase this as well if I wanted to, or just have a wall sitting here. And then I could put a little window. This is why I said I need to be careful because I'm going to start running out of materials because I've got to make this guy down there. Yeah, it'll be close. So at this point, I'm too far. Got to go back a little bit. Uh-oh. Didn't like that. Went too far. I know it stops like right there, and you're like, oh, if I just put it there, I would go back a couple. They're temperamental. Watch how fast this stuff comes toward us. Wow. Super fast. Super fast. Yeah, we're going to run out of materials. It's going to be inefficient for a bit, but then once I get this production started, I can come back and change it all up. All right. Let's go back. Roll up mouse to the wrong side. So where are we at as far as our stuff? Our stuff is down there. That is there. Put it smack dab in the middle. Put it to where we can get in there. Well, at least we can get up there. That's the important part. Delete my old ideas. You're going to freak me out every time I see you, buddy. Totally, totally, totally freak me out. I was going to make a thing to go up there. I forgot. I don't care about this yet. I'll make it pretty later. Maybe I'll do that on a different episode. So you could go back straight if you wanted to, but this is a perfect opportunity to make a right-hand turn. And now we'll basically bring this in, which is, should be 240, right? And we're going to split it just like we are going to split it down there. So let's go downstairs to see what we're dealing with. Whoop. So each of these needs 40, right? But we already did the math on this once. Just we already split it once, right? Because these guys are basically doing the splitting for us. So in this case, it's going to be... Where are you at exactly? Did we do that? Next to you. That was on the outside. We'll do the outside again. And then I'll have enough that. Well, what was I doing with that? That's not going to look very good, is it? You know what? What if we did this instead? What if... Where's that hole at? Directly on the seam? What if we put him directly on the seam? Then... came down... and turned into a splitter. We hear a dink. Oh, I got it reversed. R, dink. What do you think? It's a little clippy down there, but actually it almost looks like it was made to go together. By the way, have you ever noticed the serial numbers on all these machines? That's hilarious. And then even these guys. The hot AF800. You gotta have fun. All right, let's do the same thing over here. Wrong one. All right, you're off one. Is that right? No, you're off. No, not that. You're one to the left. Right there. Right? Right? Maybe. We'll see. All right. And then, if we wanted to, we can do that. that. That was going to be the contentious one. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, you're going to be the problem child, aren't you? Maybe that one can just go down. Whoa. Sure. Sure. We'll go with that. I'm glad there's no physics in this coffee. All right. Not too bad, huh? Man. Now the fun begins. So each one's going to come out at 60. I build a... Guess I already had a path up here. So if I do constructors, each constructor is going to need 60. Thank God. That's easy. Oof. All right. So each one of these boys is going to go straight into his new BFF. Go ahead and do that. At least that'll be quick. I spoke too soon. It's mad because it's so close to an edge. So close to an edge. Living on the edge. Oh, that's it. Demonetized. Okay. It's only 60, so we really don't care about the belt speed here. And then storing all your stuff up top is just dumb. So instead, what I like to do is run it back down and put storage containers down there. Which, of course, I don't have enough steel beams to make storage containers. We'll let them fill up. That's fine. All right. Now, wasn't that a hoot? The only thing we forgot to do, or didn't do, really, I didn't forget it, is split this one time between these two. And we can very simply do that by just throwing down a simple splitter. I always select the wrong one. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Don't worry, you can't fall down. Whoa. Just like that. And then logistics. Go ahead and do a 2-speed belt. Oh, man. Ooh, I don't have enough. Ah! Why? Why? Oh, my goodness. All right, definitely fixing this first thing off. Well, how slow it comes. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. And we all fall down. Okay. Another nice thing about these being on the edge You can drop down to them. Okay, so now we need to get electricity in here, right? I think everything's set except for the exit, but I can deal with that once I get some more belts. So to get electricity in here is not as arduous as it seems. I mean, we already have a little bit of electricity by way of that. The floating foundations of lore. Oh, because those are so tall. Okay, so let's make a wall right there. And we're going to continue it all the way up. And now you can go under your power and you're going to find a double wall outlet. Now these are best placed from the inside. That way you know exactly where they are. Once again, this is the OCD talking. Whoa, that was so close. Yeesh. See, the rails are nice because you can't walk off of them. So up here, we'll go ahead. I like using the center seam, so we'll do that. And then for the one below, which I should have placed first. But I'm in a hurry. Already over an hour. Trying to make these too long for you. And we'll do another one there. Now, we're going to do next is fall to our deaths. Almost. So we can run power from there to there. It's a nice straight line. I really, really like that. All right. There to there to there to there. And now we can run power from here. Now, once again, this is the OCD talking. If you put an outlet almost directly over it, it looks really nice and pretty. You do not have to do it like this. Because this is where it's going to connect to. Let's say I have those going the right direction, correct? I guess the underside... Have I never looked under a belt before? I can't say that I have. I rarely ever do the ceiling stuff. Whenever I'm doing this on my own, I probably would have just moved it up one flight. Or made a sandwich layer. If I was so inclined. I really, like I said, I don't like the sandwich layers because they're just too much. Okay. There to there. You are gone. You to there. And then you to him, you to him, you. Yeah, I mean, it's a little off, but it's pretty. It's a tear it all down, right? Look, it's not going to be straight. They're wires. What do you want? Jim would say perfection. Shut up, Jim. Don't forget the interconnecting. Otherwise, half your line won't work. Now, very important on this one, connect it all the way back to him. Now, you can do this one of a few ways. You could just fling the damn wire over there if you wanted to. Or you could line it up. on this center line. There. And there to there. There. Doesn't look too bad. Everything's got power. We're so happy. We'll go ahead and start this miner up down here. Right now, for the sake of my sanity. We're just going to give it power. I'll make it pretty before the next episode. All right, so we should be getting... I know. Should be getting some product coming in here. Let's go prepare the next floor. Drink a little coffee. All right. So now, same situation. I mentioned why I brought a whole bunch of plates. Yeah, the underside of them moves backwards. I had no idea. Huh. Like an escalator, I guess. Alright, from there, you get power from where? Where do you get power to? Right there. And you're on the beam. I don't want to copy you. No, I don't want to copy the foundry. Don't want to copy the foundry. Well, that shouldn't be a... Why is that a double wall outlet? It is. Oh my goodness. I just want a single. Can I just get a single wall outlet, please? What I should be doing this whole time. Oh. But what about these, you say? Oh, don't worry. They'll just get another line themselves. Ooh. Really don't like that look. That's it. Destroy everything. Just destroy it all. Okay, well. Not that bad off, but that is annoying as hell. Like that at all. Nope. We're gonna ignore that for now. Maybe off camera I'll come in and destroy it and redo it. Told you. It's all organic. And we're doing it like this. 100% organic. Problem somewhere, we don't have anything going. What is taking it so long? What did I miss, y'all? Put it in. What did I miss? Must have missed something. Had to have. Probably couldn't see it through the smoke. Did I not set these? I didn't set these, did I? What do you mean no power? Oh. Was I run a power line between here? Well. Gotta be pretty, man. Arise, my beautiful creations. Arise. How do you have no power? Oh, that's because I started doing the power thing halfway. Rise. Rise. There we go. Like I said, then what we'll do is just pull it down and put one of those containers down there, and that'll be everything for that one. And then I'll do the same thing for this final, out of the way, that final constructor, or that miner there, and he'll make nothing but pipes for me. Now, while I'm doing all this, it would be nice if we were making progress toward our phases, because I mean, otherwise you're really doing nothing. You're just sitting around waiting. Well, I made something ugly. I know, I impress myself sometimes. I made something ugly over here, and one of the, I didn't do the math on it all the way, one of the boxes must have run out of materials. Now, you can run the game like this. You can beat the game like this if you want to. Make it ugly and just, okay, what does that project part need? It needs this and this. Go make a bunch of it, or grab it from wherever. Throw a constructor down. Toss a bunch of crap into one. And there goes one. And then for the other one, see, here's where I'm empty. Why am I empty? I need steel beams. Well, guess what we just started making? Well, now we know why we had steel beams being prepared. I thought I got rid of all of you guys. So, I won't have you watch me build in the walls and make everything pretty. I'll do that off camera. Now, another thing is to come over, once all that's powered up too, is to see if this is burning any fuel, and it's not. Now see this consumption, it's going to bounce all over the place, and that's fine. My capacity shows the maximum amount of power this grid can supply. I don't like those dips right there. I need to find out what's causing those dips. It might be these bio burners. Maybe they're coming on and then turning back off. I might destroy all of this just to make sure it's nothing wrong with my grid. It could be something with my ugly power plant over there. Maybe I miscalculated something. It's funny because I only see a problem there. Now, this new graph on the side is from my battery. I threw a single solitary battery over here. It's not going to keep everything working if everything falls. It's even got a gauge here on the side. But if, say, my power, I overload my grid, I'll hear he's going to come on. Okay? And once he comes on, I have a little bit of time before it totally dies. Of course, it's not a big deal if it totally dies. It just is what it is. So, I think that'll be it for now. Let me go and make this a little bit prettier. Now that I showed you how to do catwalks, maybe next episode what we'll do is use the device that I also unlocked in the MAM in the shop, but I did it off camera. Kind of by accident, but I was excited when I saw I could get it. So I grabbed it. Let's hear what Ada has to say about it.
Due to Pioneer request and several reported issues with staircases, we have introduced a more efficient solution. The Fix-It Personnel Elevator ensures optimal safety by putting a Pioneer in a box controlled by a rudimentary AI, specialized in soothing overstrained minds. Minimum recommended exposure to a Fix-It Personnel Elevator is 2 minutes per day for optimal benefits.
So from what I can tell, it looks like you have to put down an elevator stop. Oh, look, we need beams. And you put the door, of course, facing wherever the person wants to go in. And then you put another one on each floor and then connect the two with the personal elevator shaft. So, next episode. I've got work to do. Thank you all very much for being here. We'll talk to you later.